Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is MegaShadowFist, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. And when we last left off, we were doing things, and now we will continue to do even more things, or so they say. Or so I say. So let's go ahead and continue. I don't know what I'm talking about. We started case 5 in the previous recording session, so let's go ahead and load this data. And we were talking to Senor Stalimin Starbuck, so let's see, I highly doubt there's anything like that we can present to him that he's going to comment on that he hasn't commented on already, aside from maybe or a statement and the lighter. So let's go and present these two things. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? No. Sorry I'm so useless. We've already seen this before. Yeah. Lighter? Nope, nothing to say about that either. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and just talk to him then, eh? Let's go ahead and talk about the murder. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched to the Space Museum. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. So there never was going to be a Launchpad launch that day, not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. But I guess that's about how it goes, when you're worth less than space debris. Hey, space debris is worth quite a bit, actually. If it wasn't for space debris, we wouldn't exist, so yeah. Is he going to be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole. Well, that's just how he is. The murderer. Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Just as I thought. The culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So, was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck? I couldn't really tell. Wait, so who? So was the person you saw... Wait, so was the person you saw... Wait, so was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck? What? So who was? What? Mr. You're Solomon Starbuck, right? Right? Yeah. I don't know. What? I don't understand that. But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female? Tall or short? I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door. Ah, yes. As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yeah, except right now, the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'll have to see what's beyond that door now. You've already been there before, nothing special. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure, just let me have my print scanned here. I thought that the lock was deactivated for investigation purposes, though, switching the launch pads. Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back in the Space Museum was Launchpad 2. They used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right. Because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear you. Times sure are tough. Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door! Sure, let's go. Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around. There's a leaf. Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here. Good question. This is December, right? December the 20... December what? What day is today? December the 23rd? The murder... When did the murder occur? You know where I'm going with this. But anyway, yeah, it's December. Most of the leaves should be gone by now, I would assume. The dead leaves. Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here.
Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. There are lots of trees around the Space Center.
She's right. It's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know. If they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on.
Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way?
Not everything is set up like a magician's stage, you know. I mean, well, sometimes they are. Haven't you played Apollo Justice, Phoenix? Examine. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh?
Yep, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame.
Open sesame?
So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either?
That's right, Trissy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor into boarding lounge 2. Launchpad 1 door lock updating the court record. The biometric door lock. Print authentication isn't required from the launchpad side. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. And I imagine this corridor is built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor. Yeah, let's not worry about that. Anything else we can talk about? Anything we can present? Launchpad 1 door lock? Nope. Alrighty then. Well, I think that's probably about it for here. Let's go ahead and check, yeah, let's just move to the entrance. Probably nothing here. Never mind. December 20th. That means the court case is gonna be when? The 21st. And it's an important day. You know it's an important day because it's the 21st. And like I said, how old is Blackwell when he got thrown in jail? 21? That number, man. What day am I recording this on? Actually, the 24th. So, no. But still, December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance.
Curse the wretch who sullied my good name. Reverse course is full speed ahead.
Director Cosmos, wait!
I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that!
Ah! The mobility system has been compromised.
Trissy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. She threw a knife at... Okay.
And the streak continues.
Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what trick she's been practicing. Actually, it kind of reminds me of, what was it? Let me pull out my book right now. This is the second time that I'm going to, reference Shiganoya within, whatchamacallit, where? The other time was last week's recording session of, Han's Crime. Shiganoya. Was in Ashante Half Genie Hero last week. At least last week at the time recording this.
My dear old battleship. We fought many skirmishes together. It has been an honor.
Daddy, he's gonna blow that thing up.
Nah, I bet all that button will do is make it go haywire again.
Very well. I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably.
Nope, we're gonna crucify you, actually. What? Crucify? What is it? Well, actually, that's the thing, actually. Like, some allied POWs in Japan were crucified. There's like an Australian soldier actually survived being crucified, but yeah, that was a thing. I believe Japan picked it up from the Jesuit missionaries that came over. And yeah. Like, was it Tokuno Ieyasu? He, crucified like 7 Jesuit missionaries during the Edo period. One of those things. Switching the launch pads. I love his theme, by the way. I've already mentioned that, I believe. Director Cosmos, when you were talking in court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us. why he switched the 2 launch pads to begin with.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands are tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I've been taken prisoner.
Let's see what we got here. 3, it looks like. Okay, 3. No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo a Cyclops if I want to get to the bottom of this. By the way, Phoenix Edgeworth said that this is one of his favorite cases. I believe this is probably going to be a good case. I don't want to say my overall opinion of the game just yet until we get to the end, but I don't know. This, we'll see. Use Magatama. Take that, please. Behind the switching of the launch pads. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the 2 launch pads.
I refuse. You can't make me. I can hold out longer than anyone.
I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Now let's see, where to start? This is how you explain your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it before the bomber to prevent the bombing to save the astronauts, is what he said, right? Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion.
My astronauts were ready to go out on an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose I have them board a fake rocket with them without them noticing?
I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped into the space museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off. Clay Terran? You must have gotten Mr. Terran to help you. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum.
Somebody please help this poor prisoner of war!
How is he able to spin around like that? If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch? He's probably somebody forced his hand, so he had to do it.
If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble?
I guess you must have had a compelling reason why you couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in How did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident?
Well, that's because I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety.
But it was just a warning. It could even have been a prank. Why did you believe in it so completely?
Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about these days.
Like Morgan Fay. Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Except for Morgan Fay's dead, so you know. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. That messed me up though. Like when we found out that that was actually Maya's mother, I was like, come on! Why'd you do that? Anyway, besides, I thought it was you. I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone.
Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see.
AKA a regular old telephone.
It's been a while. Planning another launch. I'm sure you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call.
The bomber said, "It's been a while." So I believe he must be talking about the Hat 1 incident. And that was enough to make you take the threat seriously? Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before? Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. The Hat 1 Miracle? The Hat 1 Miracle! That epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said, "It's been a while," you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank.
Grah! Didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on an ex-serviceman?
Servicemen of what? You didn't serve in the military, buddy.
Yes, the Hat One miracle is really a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight.
Sabotage, murder. So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat One miracle.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and that the case was closed.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder of the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Dr. Cosmos thought was the culprit.
Take that!
Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Black was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit's been running free all this time.
How dare you keep seeing straight through me?
Unlock successful? Switching the launch pads? The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat One miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding.
If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads, we'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago.
7 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat One miracle?
The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme.
So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
Wow! I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism.
All that, in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personnel effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle withered old leaf through those checkpoints.
You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. Okay. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions? And always gets the girl?
Well, they don't always have to go to a foreign country. They don't always have to be employed by the government. And they don't always have to be James Bond either. Someone's watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material, it's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all. The spy.
Make no mistake, there's a cutthroat rivalry between nations in the space R&D race. Research and development, some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning us of sabotage.
The same MO as this time. Modus operandi?
Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think?
Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing? Yeah, they are! She's been watching too many movies where you see ninja, like, fighting and going all out and rah, 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 rah. It doesn't work like that. It wasn't like that in reality. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode.